So Carl, are you wearing that really bright yellow t-shirt today?
I am. This isn't advertising or anything like that. I just bought this, ironically, a couple of years ago, and I guess it came in handy. Sriracha is the preferred spice sauce of hipsters everywhere, and since being launched, it's become a globally recognised brand worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Something that didn't stop a small town from trying to eject the business from its borders because the factory that makes sriracha smelled real bad.
So what town are we talking about?
We are talking about Irwindale in California, a town that up until the headquarters of the company that makes sriracha, Huy Fong Foods, moved into it, was of no note whatsoever, had an estimated population of 1,400 according to the latest census data, and the chief export of which was fucking gravel.
Gravel.
So not exactly a bustling business metropolis or cultural hotspot, just one of many, many small towns dotted across America of no real note. That was until the manufacturers of sriracha, Huy Fong Foods, moved their massive headquarters and production facility within the town's borders.
It does seem a bit random that this massive company moved their headquarters to a tiny town.
Yeah, that was of no real note or significance right up until they decided to base their headquarters in it. Well, according to the founder and current owner of Huy Fong Foods, David Tran, when he was deciding where to base his company's headquarters, Irwindale, California, offered him irresistible terms on a loan. But one of the more notable things about the deal in between the town and the company was that Huy Fong Foods had to pay the town of Irwindale a yearly stipend of $250,000 for every year the loan wasn't paid off.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good deal for the town.
So it was an exceptionally good deal because not only did they basically get free money every year for just letting the business just exist within the town's borders, they became something of a tourist hotspot because sriracha is a very popular brand and a lot of people made a pilgrimage of sorts to Irwindale, California to go visit the headquarters and production facility, which wasn't really expecting people to do that, so wasn't equipped to do so for a couple of years until they realised people are just going to keep turning up and asking to see inside, so fuck it, we do tours now. And I just love the way Huy Fong Foods does business because the owner, David Tran, doesn't give a fuck. And I feel a kinship with him in regards to the way he does business because he has reportedly turned down multiple multi-billion-dollar buyout offers from massive food brands because they don't care about the way sriracha's made. They just care about how much money they can make by exploiting the brand. It's like, I don't care. I don't want your money. I just want to sell my sauce. But we'll give you $1 billion. We can, massively just increase your production. It's like, I don't care. But we'll give you money. It's like, I don't care. I don't want your money. I want to sell my sauce. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, sounds very much like you with sponsorships.
Yeah, that's the thing. And as well, people probably notice that you've never really seen an advert for sriracha sauce before. And that's because the company does not pay for advertising. Because according to Tran, we don't need to. It's like, what? Why would I do an advert? People know our product's good, they'll buy it if they like it. Why do I need to do advertising? David Tran has also said that the wholesale price of sriracha will never increase under his leadership of the company as long as they're able to make the same profit they always have off of it, which is why sriracha generally only costs a couple of dollars or pounds. And that's because David Tran has always maintained, I just want as many people as possible who want my sauce to be able to get their hands on it. So he sells it for as cheaply as possible. And again, I feel a kinship with that because that's the way we run our merch store, isn't it? It's not even like that we care about products. People don't know our merch store. Like, fuck it, I think we've got a t-shirt over here. One of the more popular ones, I think, at least in videos. So we're just in my room now, like this one here. And we sell merch. You can buy it in like a link below. But the margins on all of our shirts and products in our store is 10%. So we make 10% on everything we sell, which is 30% below the recommended margin. Redbubble told us to set on all of our stuff, and I was like, no, fuck that. Like, I hate when you look at other YouTubers' merch. That's like, 40 quid for a tee. It's like, fuck off.
Oh, it's so expensive.
They're so expensive, and I didn't like the idea of someone spending that much fucking money on something with my face on it. It's like, fuck it, 10%. We make a quid on every t-shirt. It's done.
Especially the bigger YouTubers as well, who already make a lot of money.
Millionaires, yeah.
Like, they can afford to have cheaper merch.
Well, that's how you get to be a millionaire in the first place. And David Tran is very similar in that regard. It's like, well, I'm already a millionaire. I've got more money than I can ever spend. So when these companies approach me like, well, we'll give you $1 billion. Like, well, I don't spend my money I've got now and I'm a millionaire. What's the fucking $1 billion going to do? I don't want it. I just want to sell my sauce. Leave me alone. But to bring it back to Irwindale, California, as noted, the loan was a very, very good deal for the town. But residents of the town started complaining that the production facility where they make sriracha was hurting their eyes, and which is kind of the reason why this almost killed sriracha.
So what do you mean by, like, they almost killed sriracha?
Well, do you know what I said? David Tran doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now, that's not entirely accurate, because the one thing he does give a fuck about is the quality of his sauce. So much so that he has promised that sriracha sauce will never be made with frozen chilies. It will only ever be made with fresh chilies, and that all the chilies that are used to make sriracha sauce will be picked and processed on the same day. And that is why the massive production facility in Irwindale, California, which produces nearly all the sriracha in the world, only uses chilies from a farm just a few miles down the road. And because Tran insists that all chilies must be picked and processed in the same day, when these complaints started rolling in and it was feared that he might have to move his factory, that was a great concern to him, because well, if we move the factory, we also have to move an entire fucking chili farm.
Yeah.
Because he only wants to use locally sourced chilies, specifically chilies from the United States. And people are wondering, well, why does he give such a huge shit about specifically procuring his ingredients in the United States? Tran has said that it's his way of thanking America, the country, for giving him asylum after the Vietnam War.
Which is nice.
It is nice, but it was also a problem, because it meant like, well, if this factory gets shut down due to these complaints, we have to move. We have to move somewhere where there's also a massive chili farm just down the road. And because the only thing Tran really cares about is the quality of his sauce, when offers start to roll in from other places, like, oh yeah, we've got like, you know, grape fields. Like, well, you grow grapes, but grape soil is not the right soil for chilies. And I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm going to trust the guy who makes fucking sriracha to know what good chili soil is. He's like, well, yeah, we got loads of offers, but realistically, this is the only location we can make sriracha on the scale that we do, because there's, like I said, a massive chili farm down the road that exclusively supplies chilies to us. Like, we literally buy their entire stock every single year. So they were kind of over a barrel in that regard, and Tran knew it and he was really mad about it. It's worth noting that in the wake of this story, many other towns did try to poach Huy Fong Foods from Irwindale by offering similarly lucrative deals, because they recognised, holy shit, we can get sriracha. But according to David Tran, he never really entertained any of them because they couldn't offer him what he needed, which was good quality soil nearby for growing chilies, so that he could pick and process all the chilies in one day, as his factory did in its current location. And it's only due to an outpouring of public support that things kind of went David Tran's way, because he had to make an look. We kind of have to make our sauce here, and if Irwindale wants us to leave, I don't know what we're going to do. I believe it all got worked out when Tran just spent a shit ton of money to basically hermetically seal the production facility from the outside world. He just spent a whole ton of money to make sure none of the spicy chili air got out, but fucking the idea that sriracha was just almost gone because 5 people complained, oh, it smells. Do you know what? Have I told the story about the ghost pepper chili peanuts on the channel yet?
I don't know. There's that many videos. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell it again anyway, so hopefully this is not so told for, because this is probably one of my fondest memories ever. Well, many years ago, I went to a house party where a guy brought some ghost pepper chili peanuts. And It was a house party, we were drinking, there were guys there, and more importantly, there were girls there. So a lot of the guys at the party were trying to eat them. It was a show of their manliness. That led to a very specific dare being made of a friend of mine, specifically that he touched the very end of his penis with a ghost pepper chili peanut. And I will never forget what happened next, because we're all there, we're all drunk, we're all just like, no, don't do it, mate, do not do it. It is not worth it. He's like, no, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt, it's fine, it's just a fucking peanut, innit? He whipped it out, fair play to him, in the middle of the group of people, and he touched the very tip of his penis with that ghost pepper fucking chili peanut. And there was about 5 seconds of just serene smugness on his face before it happened.
Oh no.
And as a guy who was there, I winced thinking about it. So I cannot imagine the agony my friend felt at that exact moment.
Oh, God.
And at the time, I probably would have empathised with it, if not for the fact I was absolutely laughing my fucking balls. So I was in hysterics, as was the rest of the room. And he ran out, and all we heard was just the tap in the other room going. And that was a good 5-10 minutes of just hearing the tap in the other room. We're just okay, sure, the party gets back into swing. what gets me though is that the guy came back in 10 minutes later. He just had his knob in a yogurt. He just butts right in it. He just sat down on the chair. He's like, yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
All I remember is the guy whose house it was going, oh, that's my fucking lunch next week. I always giggle just imagining the panic that went through the guy's head as he's like rummaging through what can possibly alleviate the pain. He just finds the yogurt. He's like, oh yes, gentle yogurt, please.
Oh, that's amazing.
Do you know what the best part about this story is, Nisha?
What?
It happened twice that night because
What?
when I first turned up to that house pie, I turned up to see an arse sticking out of the window. And like, you walk into a house pie, there's a bum sticking out the window. It's like, why is he sticking his arse out the window? And it turns out someone had made a similar dare where they dared that guy to touch his bum hole with one of those chili peanuts.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And he was just in agony again, and the only solution he could think to alleviate the pain was to stick his arse out of the window and spread his cheeks and hope for the best. Just hope for the gentle caress of the evening breeze to take the pain away.
Oh my god.